Do you desire to be treated like a queen or respected, loved by a man? There are seeds you plant to germinate. It is very easy and possible to be treated like a queen every day long by your man, irrespective of the kind of man he is. For you to achieve that height as a woman or as a lady, as a young lady or young girl, there are certain things that is expected of you to do. And once you hit that button, I bet you are going to have those experiences like a fairy tale. So there are basically ways to treat that man to get that desire of yours. And I'm here today to tell you how to treat your man if you want to be treated like a queen. So we're going to be looking at 3 basic ways to treat your man. My name is Ella. Welcome to Singles and Married Free, a place where you get practical guide to building a lasting relationship and enjoy priceless moments with your partner. Please, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, kindly click on the subscription button and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so whenever there's a new update, you will be notified. We'll be right back.
Everyone needs a companion. We all know this. But the question would be, do we know how to sustain relationships? Because for most of the cases, we've all lost out on good people and relationships just because we couldn't keep them. And that is what we're about. Singles and Married Free brings you a practical guide to building a lasting relationship and enjoy priceless moments with your partner. Join Ella Columbus now as she takes us on this wonderful journey. Singles and Married Free.
So we're going to be looking at 3 basic ways to treat your man if you want to be treated like a queen or respected or loved undilutedly. So 3 ways: physically, intellectually, and verbally. I'm going to be giving you practical instances on how to treat him verbally, intellectually, and physically. The lists are inexhaustible, but I'm going to try my best to list just a few basic ones that would help you a great deal. And when you have these things in place, you will discover that everything is going to work out like magic. So the first one we're looking at is physically. How do you treat your man physically? To follow his lead. We cannot have 2 captains in a ship. You follow his directions, his lead, his instructions. And number 2, be conscious about your body language. A lot of women do not understand that communication is 2-sided. Communication is not only by words, but by your gestures. Gestures, I mean your body language, your movement, your eyes, everything about you. So women have this thing about our attitude when it comes to body language a lot of times. Okay, let's say somebody is saying sorry, and the person is like, sorry. Your words and your actions, they do not add up. Because your words is saying you are sorry. And your action is saying whatever. To hell with you. Excuse me. Let's say he calls you and he sends you on an errand. You're like, please, I need this thing in the order because you are not happy, perhaps. And he said, please get me food to eat. And you like, it take like the next 10 minutes to move where you are. Or even when you're moving, you're doing it sluggishly, like a physical attitude you put up. You have communicated something else. Even when you say, okay, I'll fix it right there. But your lackadaisical attitude, the gestures you put up has depicted something else. And that can be very demeaning and degrading and annoying. So when you do that to your man, some men will just walk out of the house and get whatever they want fixed outside. And they don't give a damn whether you feel good about it or not. You don't want that, do you? Okay, another way you could treat your husband physically is you try to avoid talking about sensitive issues when he's upset or he's tired or distracted or possibly hungry, it is not the best time to talk about sensitive issues. Women sometimes, when we are being eaten up with a particular thing, we want to talk about it, we want to share, we like to talk, we like to express. And if that expression is not done at the particular time, you might not get the adequate response you expect. You might not get the appropriate response. And at that point, you now start reading meanings, taking it personal. You might end up saying that it does not care. No, it's not because it does not care. Maybe that is just the wrong time to talk about it. Another way to treat your man physically, to be treated like a queen. You don't begin any question with why. Why did you withdraw that money from the bank? Why didn't you pick up the children from the school? Why did you think I was up to something? The word why, it sends wrong signal of judgment, and that simply indicates lack of trust in your man. There are better ways to ask questions about whatever he does. People use words like how, when, or what instead of why. Yes, another way to treat him physically. He wants to be treated like a queen. This might sound a little bit funny, but when you want to discuss or talk about something very wonderful, like sensitive, okay, something that you demand his attention, you try touching him when you're doing that. There's so many ways to touch. Let's say you play with his hands, or you play with his legs, or touch his hair, rub his back like you want to massage while you're talking. You rub his chest, just touch his body, make him feel like a baby when you're talking to him. My dear, you will get undiluted attention. So when you do that, it kind of calms the atmosphere, makes it a lot more conducive and romantic enough for couple to talk. But if he's not in the right mood, you go and touch his hand. Madam, leave me. So women don't even have what it is. When they are, so women, when they are angry or something, they might be like, but you want to touch his hand. I'm looking for somebody to touch me. Don't be always doing that. So when you sow these things, you definitely reap it in your relationship. I tell you of the truth. So you just do your bit and let him do his bit. That's how it works. It takes two to tango. It applies a lot, but I don't just mention it like a few. Another way to treat him physically is learn to commend his efforts and emphasize on good things he says or something that makes a lot of sense to you that he says or does. Try to emphasize it. You praise his word because you like this particular thing. You always praise him for it and commend him for that. He will do more. I am telling you, don't do more when you praise them like that. Yeah. As in when he does anything good, you emphasize it. And sometimes even when you're talking about something, you make reference to it. I say, my husband is so smart. Look at what he did. Seriously. Always appreciate him. Appreciate the little things he does, no matter how little it is. Appreciate him. Highly appreciate him. I think there are times where we are going to a world where women get so independent financially, despite and let's say that you really may not need something for someone to get it for you to be appreciative, okay? And even if you have them in the numbers, you have them plenty, and it gets you anything that you have, you appreciate him for it, and make sure you let him see that you really like that thing. He's going to do more. So, secondly, you're going to be looking at the intellectual. How do you treat your man intellectually? Maybe at least 7, all right? They are quite inexhaustible. Firstly, you see, do not flaunt it on his face or possibly rub it on his face that he's not a smart fellow. You don't do that. It will dampen his ego. You may not like the outcome. Even when you know that he isn't smart, you do not flaunt it on his face that this one. You don't do that. Secondly, be very polite when you are communicating the fact that he's wrong about a thing. You don't put it up to his face that you are wrong. It's not ideal, it's not proper to do so. If you want to treat a man intellectually to be treated like a queen. But there are so many ways to communicate that. However, I want to make this clear to you that ordinarily, if you look at relationship, nobody's actually wrong. You see, I have this mentality, and I believe that it's something that works. I belong to that school of thought to believe that nobody's actually wrong. Sincerely, you have an exposure, and I don't have an exposure. I have this understanding when it comes to this, and you have a different understanding when it comes to that same thing. It does not make you or I wrong. We're just seeing things from different angles. Like when I saw one post where somebody wrote six and turned it upside down, and you're looking like nine. To one person, someone is saying six, to another is saying nine. So does it mean that both of them are wrong? They are seeing it from different perspectives. So when people are seeing something from different perspectives, before you can get them to understand what you are saying, you will have to bring them to that level. And most times it's not always easy to do so. So that is why it is important to understand that what you need to do is to come to a compromise. One person will have to subject to the other, one will pipe down. That is justice marriage has a compromise there. So now it doesn't make you wrong. The fact that you decide to like, okay, I know this better, and this is 16, but I'll be quiet. Okay, we go with that. It does not make you wrong or right. That is the proper thing to do. So when you say he's wrong to his face, it's not ideal to do so. Thirdly, be conscious of your tone of voice whenever you're talking with them. Try as much as you can to be sarcastic, especially when you are angry and your tone of voice on the high side. Another way to treat him intellectually, if he happens to be a man of God, try to find out if there's anything you are doing that is hindering his relationship with God. It's very important. And whatever he says to you, try to see how you can adjust to it. And always try to seek his guidance and tell him to pray for you too. If he happens to be a minister, or of course your husband can pray for you, your man can pray for you, irrespective of the fact that you're a pastor. Okay, because I believe your husband can be a pastor when you. Yeah. So another way to appeal to him, you learn to celebrate him before others. Very important. Celebrate him and be proud of him. Make people know that you're proud of what you got. All right. That's another way to appeal to him intellectually, because they love it when you do that. They enjoy it. Another way to treat him intellectually is always honor his last decision. This is very important. You know, when you have a disagreement for one reason or the other, and it comes to a point and he tells you, "This is my final decision. As regards this is final. I am not talking about it again." Do not press further. Just do it the way he wants it. That's the best thing to do. Don't go and be saying, go behind and do the way you want, or start seeking counsel from people. It's not ideal. Alright, if you really want to be treated like a queen, so honor his final decision because it's very important. They don't take that lightly when you disobey them. Another way to treat him intellectually is try to see that you stop whatever you're doing whenever he's talking to you, except it's something that you cannot actually stop doing. Take for instance, you are attending to the baby and you call your attention. You seek his permission to continue what you're doing while he's talking, and you want your full attention. Find a way to pause, maybe pat the baby while you look at him, or find a way to reach a compromise on that, or maybe something you have to do on fire you need to attend to. Let him know that you need to concentrate and finish up. And if he says go ahead, when you're done, you come. It's a different thing. But if he insists, whenever a man insists on talking with you, despite what you are doing, stop it and listen to him because it's very important. Seriously, that's one way to treat him intellectually. Another way to treat him intellectually, we often do these things. You understand? We try to give him advice when he has not asked for it. You want to advise him. You're not his mother. You're only his baby. You're his love, his girl, his woman, his wife, his queen. Not his mother. You can actually advise, definitely. When he needs it, he will demand for it. All right. Most of the times we get tempted when we are no, we all fall victim of this, but God has been faithful and helping us. So that way you call that, it's going to be very helpful and to help him. Another way to treat him intellectually is like, see, when it comes to his family matters, you have to handle it in care, utmost care. Be very careful the way you handle this. I'm talking about his family, talk with his family, or outside. If you talk outside about his family, be very careful how you do that. Very, very careful. Try to honor him, because if you honor him, you honor his family. So be very careful because they married you into the family, even though they are not your husband. Okay? So you treat his family with so much respect too. I know there are families that can be very unbearing, but there are a lot of ways to manage that, which I'm going to drop a content as regards how to deal with problematic family members. And let me just give one last one before I go to Baba. Whenever he fails on a thing or a project, you don't mock him. You don't mock him. all you need to do, just make him know that he has your support, you're standing by him. You are standing by him and try to be an encouragement to him, not a pain. By running up and looking at how to treat him verbally, take way to treat your men if you want to be treated like a queen. So I'm going to list a few. First of all, never hang up on him. Never do that. I know people can be angry and next to them be like, oh, but I'm so pissed. And they hang up the call on him. It is not ideal to do that. If you want to be treated with respect, love, and like a queen, never do that. Try to avoid the temptation of doing that. Try to avoid it. If you have to do that, you let him know that you may have to do that because you are maybe doing something or you need to attend to something, let him come back. Another way to treat him verbally is when he's angry and talking to you, the best response is silence. This one might be so difficult for a lot of women, a lot of girls, young ladies to do, but it's something that you work yourself to do. You learn it. It's a gradual process. You try your best, and you say your possible best. Try all it takes, even when the temptation is glaring on your face, like you try to shut your mouth. Because two wrongs cannot make a right. Even the Bible says it's slow to speak. Be quick to hear, but slow to speak. Another way to treat your husband verbally, always tell him what you appreciate about him. The more you talk about it, the more he does that to you. And be sincere about it. And again, the treat your husband verbally, you do not put it down in public. A lot of women do that. Sometimes he can get to you, but you don't put it down in public. Respect him. You can settle it at home. I want to talk about how to treat the woman, okay? So for those of you say, what about the men? What is supposed to do? I'm going to talk about how to treat your woman, how to treat you like a king. I'm going to do that too, okay? So we anticipate that. So don't put it down. Don't put it down. No matter what, don't put it down in public. Respect him. Even when he does something so annoying, you come home, talk about it, and then settle it. And another way to treat him verbally, you try as much as you can to always respond to his advances. Now, this might be a little bit dicey in the sense that the woman may not be in the right frame of mind. You see, and they say that okay, ladies or women basically complain when it comes to this, they don't respond because they're not happy. It's mostly cases where there's no money, she needs money. When she needs money, when there's no money, the woman is overworking herself. My name, she will see advances, she will not even recognize the advances. She will not recognize those advances, okay? You try to respond to his advances when he makes them. It's very important. You want to treat him verbally. And if you want to be treated like a queen and respect and love. But let me give maybe two more. And another way to treat him verbally, try to always put a positive spin over things that annoy you. Very important. And make everything seem like you shouldn't be taken seriously or personal. Yeah. And lastly, let me say this one. Oh my God, this one. May God help us. You do not interrupt him when he's talking. It is very tasking. Especially when you now say something that triggers your emotions, and then you want to cut it. God is helping us at least we can learn this thing, we learn to be better. Right? To be interrupted, we try. Because you know that people actually listen to reply. You don't listen to understand. That is why we actually interrupt truly. Because if we're actually listening to understand, you don't interrupt some other person. But if you're listening to reply, the moment you say something that you trigger some emotions and you feel you might likely forget, you want to respond immediately and interject. They hate it. They hate it. Although they are men that do it, we are coming to that. We'll talk about that of the women. Talk about that of the women, okay? Thank you very much for listening. My name is Ella. And please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly click on the subscription button and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. So whenever there is a new update, you will be notified. Till I come your way next time, do well to like, comment, let's hear your take in the comment section, comment and share. I appreciate you guys. Till I come your way next time. Bye for now.